Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm live here on DFWIRadio.com. Is your host still doing the most this year? And speaking of this year, it's been one hell of a one already starting off. Because, woo, OMG. And I got my boy Steve here. He going to join us for a few minutes till my guest comes.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even know where to begin. From Diddy, Cat Williams,
let's say this for the record. Anybody that calls Cat a hater, use the hater.
that part.
Because the most important part of all of that interview to me personally is when he stood up for Bernie Mac. I told people, and I think I told you when we was outside,
Yeah,
I said Steve
that.
Harvey had been hating on Bernie Mac. He even called the directors of the Ocean's movie.
Yeah.
He said, hey man, he had his manager say, my client is the biggest out of all of them. They said, we don't want Steve Harvey, we want Bernie Mac. The only one that didn't hate on Bernie Mac was D.L. Hughley.
He talked about him
Cat
too.
Williams kept it a buck. There was no hate whatsoever. He just spit facts.
Well, and that's the point I'm going to get to too, because a lot of people, I had tweeted about this and asked them, did they think he was being bitter or was he keeping it real? Me personally, I thought he was keeping it real.
Keep it real. Because the cognac alone told you that.
Hey, he kept it so real. Shannon needed more shots.
He did. He got this, you know, the whole bottle was almost gone.
When you see your boy get that card, damn, he did it again.
Right.
but you know what though?
And there was something he said before he came into the room and pushed play. He said, "Oh, it was worse. There was something.
I'm sure.
There's something.
I'm
there.
sure what we saw. Can you imagine the unedited version?
Boy.
Because the last I looked at it, that interview was over 9 million views.
In 24 hours.
You know,
In 24 hours.
You know what he did? He gave you a free show.
Indeed, because I laughed the entire
He
time.
He gave you a free 3-hour show.
I was done.
That's
I know I
basically
was.
what he did on the truth about Illuminati.
You know, and I was surprised by that part, only because, you know, a lot of people haven't really gone public with him so much.
Because they laughed
So
in your
when-
face at the same
So
time.
when he said it, I was like, oh, he ain't playing.
If you remember, what was the movie, scary movie, which one? Was it 4, what he was in?
4.
He talked
Oh,
about
he was in 4?
Yeah, he did an interview, and he said, they don't want me or Dave Chappelle in the Illuminati. He said, I got stung by that beehive before. He's spoken this before.
Oh, yeah.
He spoke about it. He said the name.
And they kept, he was the first
He said,
one.
he said, but I will tell you this. I learned my lesson. I got stung by that beehive. I'm done. He's let them know, y'all can have all that. What'd he say? I came to this game with a booty hole intact and I ain't sucked no penis.
Wait a minute, y'all. When he said that, I was so done.
But guess what,
He
though?
played too much.
Remember those conversations we was having outside?
You, and that's why I text you that day,
Remember those
because
conversations?
we was just talking about this in October. We literally all the stuff what he just said, we was just talking about that.
Right.
And that's why I was like, what in the heck?
So guess what that does for us now? Now we can openly talk about it because he done pulled the blanket off.
Yep.
The only reason I'll mention the same comedians he did is because Cat already pulled the blanket off.
This is when I knew it was genuine. When he went through the line of all their asses.
Yep. And then not only how calm he was speaking about each one of them.
Right.
That's how I know it's
But he wasn't.
true.
Here's what people, if you didn't catch it, he didn't insult.
He didn't.
Who's called him a lie?
I was about to say,
Who's
if you
talking
notice,
about?
every last one of them have come after him.
Luda
but now
sang
one
a
of-
song, but didn't say
He
nothing.
didn't say he
Charleston
said
White.
though.
Charleston White ass is dumb. He
Yeah.
talking about Luda. How Luda gonna respond with a jingle? Man, I was
That
done.
part.
I was
But
done.
see, that's the point I was getting into, because each one of them responded, but they never say, well, Cat lying.
They didn't say
They didn't say that.
Tyrese ain't say shit.
Now, Ice Cube came and said something yesterday.
But what was his? I was just not looking.
I saw-
Basically, what he was saying was he did agree with most of what he was saying, but he was saying slightly. He said some of
He
it
said
he
the
did.
rape scene never happened.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you why that's bull. The rape scene made sense because Terry Crews had just got out of prison. It was
And that quote-
probably in a laughing.
He had a phone
fashion.
book talking about don't squirm, don't
That's what I'm
squeal.
saying.
That's still the same thing.
And it was implied.
You're
Thank you.
insinuating
Thank you.
him.
But Cube is smart enough to be like, nah, because he knows that's a cancellation right there to make light of rape. It probably was a rape scene jokingly, because like you just said, I believe Cat.
I do too.
Me
Well,
too.
in the movie, if you remember in the movie, it was implied that he did rape him when they closed the door.
Exactly.
Just like in the Players Club.
Exactly.
We already know how that scene went. So I'm like, Q, what are you talking about?
So why would Cat tell the truth about everything else and lie about this one thing?
You're implementing it where the smoke was fire.
What does the marriage just say? They implied it,
Yes.
they didn't show it.
We all know what it is. Man,
Right.
woman, a child, a dog.
Especially when you're talking about a man, because the stereotype is that when a man get out of prison, he done slept with me and all that stuff too.
Exactly.
So if he get out, that's what he looking
That's
for.
what
So
he's
in
looking
that
for.
situation, Cat in the movie was playing this little
Because when
kid.
he kept on grabbing all and doing
Right.
this, what is that?
And then I think they went in the room and I think he closed the door. So it was implied that something happened.
He kept saying, "I got a fish on the hook, man."
Right.
What that mean?
Hey, come on, Q. You act like we didn't see the movie. We can
Right, that's what I was like.
we
I
can read
this is
between
one of
those
the times
lines.
usually just sit down and just be quiet. Because I'm like,
We can
nah.
read between those lines.
Are we?
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I was laughing at when he said.
How dumb do they think people are? There are some dumbass people.
Mm-hmm. And
That
then
don't
Kevin
think-
Hart, Kevin Hart was talking, and I'm telling y'all, Kevin Hart is so overrated. He is not funny.
No.
That's why I was so glad with Cass. I was like, thank you, I'm not the only one because
He's a plant.
yes, just like he said, because Kevin Hart, no, I can't think of nothing. And just like he said,
Here we
there's
go.
not one
Here we
stand
go.
up that Kevin Hart has
Here-
sold out of.
Here we go. First time I ever seen Kevin Hart meet.
In person or just in general.
In general. I know he's done a little underground shit. Everybody has me.
Right.
You can put me in that category because that's where I live. Underground King. Here it is. Soul Plane was the first time I ever seen that dude.
Mine.
I saw him in Paper Soldiers, the Jay-Z Rockefeller movie. They
Yeah,
put-
that,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember him in that.
It was one of those quick ones.
Because Jay-Z had a crew. Jay-Z had a crew called State Property, and Beanie
Yeah, I
Sigel.
remember that.
Okay, they're all from Philly.
Low budget.
But-
Under 20
But
grand.
where's Kevin Hart from? From Philly.
Philly.
So Dame Dash gets his credit for putting Kevin Hart on, but never once have I haven't even
He
watched.
didn't take it
the
no
special,
further than that.
But Kevin Hart has never made me laugh.
Me
That's
neither.
And I'm not being funny.
No, I'm
And
not either.
That's
being
why
an
Cat
asshole.
Williams said, when we have a battle, don't bring no white people because he knows white people laugh at Kevin Hart.
Right.
That's why he
You
said
know,
what
he
he
said
said.
they never be in the same
Boom.
circle. But see,
Boom.
another thing, I've been saying that about, I've said it on my radio show,
He don't
I've said
want
it on
him.
social media.
He don't-
Kevin Hart, I cannot think of one memorable Kevin Hart joke
His shit
that
is-
made me say, ah!
It's here.
Ever.
It's all them people doing this.
Well,
There's
Cat
some-
Williams said that he
There's some
writing that
Negroes
joke.
in there too.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that's not any of us hating on him.
No,
Right.
it's the
Because,
truth.
because my favorite comedians from 1 to 5 definitely starts with Richard Pryor,
Eddie
Richard Pryor.
Murphy.
Dave Chappelle,
Dave
Eddie
Chappelle.
Murphy, Chris Rock,
George
Cat
Carlin.
Williams.
George Carlin.
You see how they coming off our tongues real quick?
That's what I'm saying. But if you notice, those are the ones that he praised because they don't do what Kevin Hart, Chris. Wait a minute, y'all.
Oh,
When
tell
he
him
said-
what he said. Tell him what he said. What he said about Chris Tucker.
He said, "Nah, Shannon."
The Epstein Island.
But no. What he said about Chris Tucker, he was like, Chris Tucker didn't come back. They wanted to do another Friday.
Right,
But they wanted to bring Chris Tucker back. But Chris Tucker was saying back in the day that he didn't want to do it because he wanted to be the poster child for smoking
For
weed.
weed.
But or using profanity.
Because
Because
he
I'm
was
like,
Christian,
Chris.
devout Christian and all that.
Right, and I know you're wrong. I get that and stuff. But at the same time, you was just in rush hour cussing up a storm.
Right.
And everything else. So I'm like, make it make
The
sense.
women,
Right.
the
Yes.
womenizing and everything.
Yes.
All right.
He was laying amongst the ladies and all that.
Yes.
Even
Point
Liv Taylor was in that movie with the
Yes.
two girls, Steven Tyler's daughter.
Yeah.
Right.
The big one and the little one. And I'm gonna hit something. Remember that?
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I was like, I was confused. So then when Kevin said,
What it
"That's
was,
Shannon."
it's called that industry thing. It's time for us to take you here. You leave here, don't come back, and we go on forward.
He wasn't trying to play that.
This fool said
This is
about
beneath
that
us,
Shannon. What grown man, give you a middle name? He was friends with Michael Jackson. His name was Chris. I about
Christmas.
fell out that chair and rolled over about 20
What
times.
man call you Chris?
I said,
I said, this
give me
fool-
your phone and just go to town.
Yeah,
just
just
go to
What
town.
was it?
now.
Michael Jackson gave him the nickname. What was it?
Christmas.
Christmas.
He said that
He
Shannon
said,
what,
kind of
bro?
grown man?
Right.
He said, does a grown man have a nickname for you? Oh, no, hell no.
Hey, I'm surprised he didn't get on Shay by his stylist.
Nah, he wasn't gonna do that.
He was gonna do that, was
No.
he? I invited you to this, so don't you act a fool.
Nah, he wasn't gonna do that.
Don't you go.
He wasn't gonna do that.
Don't you go, Rhino.
No. He wasn't gonna mess with D-Print. That's Shannon's stylist.
Yeah, I know.
He wasn't gonna go there.
Don't
But
do it.
I say this though, he has set the tone for the year.
He sure have
He has set the
because
tone for the year.
You know what it
Bro,
is?
That was the best interview I've ever seen.
You gonna see
that part.
Here's the thing too, coming from a comedian mouth. They ain't gonna be on stage no time soon.
And I don't know
They ain't gonna be in public no time soon.
I was about to say, because not once have I seen any of them do like any public interviews since
They're
then.
gonna drop off.
Yeah, because I feel
He
like
did that shit on purpose, though.
yeah, but I'm glad he did it though because he really kind of exposed
He
a lot
outed
of
they ass.
yeah, he exposed a lot of what some of us have been saying about some of them for years. Like Kevin Hart, I'm telling you, I have been saying this ever since I've known Kevin Hart to get in the entertainment industry. Not one movie, not one stand up Kevin Hart did that I can say oh, that was good, or I'm about to go see it again, or or bragging about it. I can't do that because Kevin Hart just
no
don't-
movie, right? None.
No, even Soul Plane,
Even the friendly shit.
yeah, I was like, this, I can't.
It was ridiculous, right?
Right.
But for the fact that the brothers who put the movie on was cool with that. They trying to do something.
Right.
I was cool with that part. But when it came to him making me laugh and that shit, that at all. Yeah.
Yes.
To each and all, love you. Wow.
Right. So now my guest.
this way.
So my guest Taire J is in the building. Yeah. So we had to get that little segment out there, y'all, because Cat Williams done set 2024 on fire. Woo! And then the boy, wait a minute, hold up. And then the boy that jumped on the judge. Wait a minute, y'all. I was like, is this a joke? So you know he gonna get thrown up under the jail. Cause boy, that and Cat Williams, 2024 is off to this one, but hey, what's up?
Hello. Am
All
I
right.
close enough to the mic?
Yeah, you close enough. So my guest Taire J is here. She's a professional makeup artist. She's been in business for 8 years. And just tell them a little about what you do and how you do it.
Yes, so I'm a makeup artist. I came from Michigan, so I've been in Texas for about 5 years now. I specialize in natural glam. So I do natural soft glam looks for all occasions, and I do a ton of weddings.
Yeah, I remember
Weddings, photo
seeing it.
shoots, all of that.
And speaking of, because I know the beauty industry is like a highly competitive industry.
It is very.
Yeah. So I was wondering, so what inspired you to go in that direction? Like, what was it about the beauty industry you said, you know what, I'm put my own little touch on it?
Yeah, so honestly, just growing up, seeing my older sisters getting dressed and doing their makeup, and just from there, seeing how they felt beautiful. I wanted to give that to someone, even just as a little girl.
Yeah.
That's something I thought about, so got in the business.
Well, yeah, that's good, because like you were saying, I think you told me before, putting on makeup is more than just the physical. It's all about giving people confidence and
Yes.
things like that.
It
So,
gives you that boost of confidence. You feel so much better about yourself. When you look your best, you feel your best. So
that part. And I know that it's kind of like the same thing with fitness. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
you don't do it in an arrogant or cocky way. It's kind of like, you like what you see, you feel good about yourself. So your energy is positive. It just comes off. So when did you know, like when you first got into the business, that making somebody feel good was your number one priority?
I would say from that moment when I was a little girl, and just seeing my older sisters and just like the women in my family feeling good, I knew I wanted to offer that to someone one day, some way, shape, or form.
Right.
And so just really doing my own makeup. And my mom said when I was a little girl, people would say, oh, dang, she's actually good at this. So I knew I wanted to provide that, give that feeling to someone.
And then, like you said too, it's an art, because I mean, technically, in a sense, you almost kind of like. So I can relate to that in that sense, because it's like you creating a masterpiece on somebody's face, making them look a certain way. And then too, certain types of makeup for certain people, it gives them it kind of matches their personality, like depending on how you do it. Now you do weddings and what else?
I do a lot of photo shoots, weddings, special events, you name it, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I saw something on your Instagram. Yeah, now, so, maybe I don't know, maybe you're not thinking this far ahead, but like I see recently where, like Rihanna, she started her own cosmetics line, which just put a huge chunk of change in her pocket.
Oh, yeah.
So for you, is that kind of like the ultimate goal also, or?
Yes, eventually. So what I liked about Rihanna's brand is that she had shades for everybody. And
Right.
one thing, as a dark-skinned African-American woman, I don't see a lot of shades for me, or I'm the darkest shade. And someone like my mom is a few shades darker than me. So it's just, I want to have something that is inclusive for everyone.
And I'm so glad you mentioned it too about skin tone, because that's one of the reasons why I invited you on, because you're the same skin tone as my sisters, and all of them are dark skin and stuff. And they struggle with, especially growing up in the South, you know how that goes.
Yes.
Like the light skin, dark skin stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And particularly for darker skinned women, it is harder for some reason. Well, I know the reason why. Well, you and I both know. But for some reason, it's ridiculous that they still, even now to a certain extent, has to deal with, okay, well, you're cute for a dark skinned girl, or
Oh, my gosh.
or
yeah.
we're looking for somebody else that's lighter skin, not dark skin. And I don't know that struggle personally, but my sisters, they all have felt that sting.
Yes.
And it's ridiculous because my sisters are beautiful. So, and they all dark skinned. And I don't know if you've seen, I'll post a picture of them, but, and my cousin, I have a lot of female cousins who are, you know, some of them darker than you and are beautiful. But the world we live in, it's like the lighter the better.
Yes. And I've had, no shade to them, but I've had some beauty companies send me stuff and they would say, oh, we think this will be the perfect color for you. And it's their darkest shade and it's like your color. So yeah, I knew then I need to come out with something that's good for everyone. And so shortly after that, Fenty came out and yeah, Rihanna definitely looked out for the girls.
And that's why she succeeded because like you said earlier, everybody can be look their best. It shouldn't be limited to just a certain group or certain groups.
Yes.
And they exclude everybody else. Because and I don't know. I just don't get like the whole skin tone thing. Because my family, like we come from a background like we're Creole and stuff like that, but we also, I mean, like most African Americans, we have all shades. And how I was raised was all shades was beautiful because it's all black and it's all beautiful. And I've kind of dealt with that too, and it's about the skin tone thing, because I even had to cancel a book signing because I kind of got irritated with, I ain't going to put them on blast, but they know who they are.
You know who you are.
What happened was, now, generally, most people know I'm light skinned and, you know, nature.
Yeah.
What I didn't like was when they posted flyers about me, when I looked at the flyers, not only did they change my skin tone, but they changed my eye color too. So I was like,
no.
I said, okay, am I tripping? I was like, let me go back and look. So I scroll, I'm like, why did they give me blue eyes? I don't have blue eyes.
No.
So I called them and told them I didn't like that. And they were like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know who did that. But I'm like, you had to approve this for this to be put out. So why would you approve it and to make me a white male with blue eyes? I'm not white. I mean, I'm light skinned. I know I'm light, but I ain't that damn light. Yeah, I'm like, I didn't like that. So I was like, you know what? I was like, no, thank you. I'm good. So I understand what you're saying about that. Like, I hate that we still, you know, as black people, we still can't get that respect. Like, why does it matter what our skin color look like? I mean, because I'm going to keep it real. I know some light-skinned people that's ugly. I know some that's beautiful. Some dark-skinned people that's ugly. Some dark-skinned people that's beautiful. Skin color does have nothing to do with
skin,
it.
And there's
milk
chocolate. It's
mocha.
Just too much.
It is. It's like, and then they be trying to pitch you against each other. I'm like, it ain't. To me, it's never been about this tone. It's all about the features. I mean, I've seen people who like, it's this model. She's like extremely dark but gorgeous when you see her. You know.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's just that's why I'd be like, is it really skin tone or is it the features? Because like I said, I've seen some light skinned people that are ugly as. I'm just saying, it is what it is. But I'm glad you point that out because, and like Rihanna, the fact that she is matching each skin tone, that's the way it should be. I mean, I feel like it just with everything in society. But and speaking of that, do you think that? I mean, it's gotten better, obviously, but do you think it'll get to a point where skin tone won't be looked at in that way, or it'll still be somewhat looked at like that?
I think because of the history of it, I don't believe it will fully go away. But I do believe that the beauty industry is progressing so much, and I'm starting to see more brands are following Fenty Beauty.
Right.
We're having more shade range and just things that are for all skin tones. So I definitely think that it's getting better, and it will always get better. Do I think it will fully go away where people look at skin tones? No.
Right. I got to think that too, because it is so bad. Because like I feel bad, like when I look at my nieces coming up, and they're dark, you know, dark skin too. I don't want them to grow up thinking that because of your skin color or tone that you should feel ashamed or don't feel like you're just as good as the next person. So that I mean, well, that's with anything we do in the industry. It's kind of almost pathetic. But now, okay, so let's go back to the wedding stuff you do. So when you get ready for a wedding, like you have to do the bridesmaids, the bride, pretty much
everybody.
How do you prep for something like that? Like, do you use like, oh my God, I got like 20 women I got to do, like how do you, is it a team of people with you or is it just you?
Yeah, so sometimes I do bring a team with me depending on the size of it. But, and that's something I newly incorporated. Because I used to do the entire wedding party by myself. Sometimes it'll be like 10 to 12 people. And So I always do a detailed beauty schedule before, where you know
Right.
exactly what time and who is sitting down in the chair at this time,
Right.
and just make sure I really stay on schedule, because that is the most important. But also, I mentally prepare myself. People are gonna laugh at this. Nobody knows, but on my way to weddings, I will find a beat on YouTube and freestyle. Like,
Okay, hold on, Cardi B.
and
Wait a
I'm
minute.
not rapping right now, no. But I freestyle just about like traffic or whatever I see
Right.
around me. I just freestyle.
You know, just a little bit of inspiration,
Just to
right?
like loosen myself up
Right.
and get
That
ready.
is interesting, but that is good though, because like I think everybody had it. Because I know for me, like when I do like public speeches, 'cause, like when I went to Denver for my book signing, a lot of times like I'll meditate and I'll drink honey because it kind of helps with my vocals and stuff, and it kind of keeps me, because you know sometimes when you talk for a long time, your throat get dry. You
Yeah. Yep.
you know, you get choked up. So I was like, let me keep it up. And then two, doing like different breathing practices, sitting in steam. And especially the meditating part. The meditating part really helps me because it helps me get focused on the message and what I'm trying to do. But that is interesting. I never would have pictured you be. That is crazy.
Yes, I be out here freestyling in the car by myself because I don't do it in front of anybody.
So now, going back to your team, like, because I'm sure you kind of like me too, you real particular about who you work with, especially with
Very.
energy, because energy is real.
Very.
When you go out to or form a team, what is it that you're looking for people to help you out if you need the help in any event?
Yeah, so I look for your artistry for sure, your level of professionalism, but also your speed. Can you be quick? Can you get this done in 45 minutes? Typically for the bridal party, the makeup takes 45 minutes. Are you someone that can get that done, but also still have that or give the good experience for the client? So that's something I look for. I really watch your work. I watch how you post, what you post, and yeah.
You kind of have to. I mean, and that's good you like that because, and I know sometimes, especially, trust me, I know when you are running your own thing, like you don't mean to be anal about stuff, but at the same time you have to be, how should I put it? Straightforward. I'll put it like that. Yeah, because I feel like, because like I had an agent that I had to get rid of, not in a bad way. It's just that she wasn't. Oh God, how should I put it? She wasn't doing something bad. It was just that what she was doing wasn't what needed to be done. I just put it like that. So, but we still talking on stuff, so we good. But it's just that it's hard to find somebody who really just see your vision and kind of know what to. It's hard, and I don't like being mean to people because especially with stuff like that. Because I always try to care people who. But it was just hard because when you, especially in my situation, like dealing with book publishing and copyrights and stuff like that, you have to be careful because I'm not trying to be in the middle of lawsuits.
Yes.
So yeah. So I'm very particular about who I work with in that sense, like forming a team. Because like now I'm super nervous because I start school Monday.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm going to school to get an animation degree.
Good.
And when I graduate, the goal is to create a media company. Because obviously since I work in media, I want to create, especially with all this stuff going on with wars and just all craziness, I wanted to create something to help people escape, but also give artists and writers and stuff opportunities that normally wouldn't have. They had to go to California and all these other places. So I'm gonna be working on that. I'm kind of working on it now, but I won't really knock it out the door when I graduate. So
that's gonna be so good for Dallas.
Yes, and that's what
a lot of people in Dallas feel like they have to go to New York or LA for certain opportunities. So
and I love Dallas, and I feel like it's so many talented people here, but they never really. I mean, some get the opportunity because they, like you said, they have to go to other places.
Yes.
So I was like, you know what? It's gonna be a lot of work, but I'm willing to do it because it's something I want to do. Because I look at like Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and then 50 Cent. I was like, oh yeah.
Yes, what in Shreveport, right?
In Shreveport.
Yeah.
So I said, oh yeah, I'm definitely doing this because he's doing what I want to do, and I want to do it here in Dallas because I know people from my home state in Arkansas. I moved here too from I moved here from Arkansas, which I can't believe this is going on 7 years in September.
7 years.
It don't even seem like it's been that long because. Thank you. It doesn't seem like it's been that long. I remember when I first moved here in 2017, September 2017 to be exact. It was a struggle in the beginning.
Ooh, I know.
Oh my God, you have no idea. I mean, when I say everything that went wrong when I first moved here, it did. It took me about 8 months for me to get myself back on track and together. And with each year, it gets better and better, with last year being my absolute best, because
Good.
I had 2 books that sold internationally, sold across the U.S. I won awards and stuff like that. And sometimes, and I say that not to brag, but I say it because I'm proud of myself for not giving up. When most people who's in my position probably would have said, you know what, dude, I'm going back home.
That's so good. I've been seeing your posts. So happy for you.
And I post that stuff too because I've been trying to encourage other people who I know. I ain't gonna put their name out there, but people who kind of need that little boost to show them that if I can do it, you can do the same thing. And that's why I try to use my social media platforms, which is I made a post on Facebook the other day about that, because sometimes when you excited about what you're doing, you post about it, people think you bragging, or he just think he this. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm doing. I'm doing it because I was in a position one time where I wanted to do something and I saw somebody else do it. Kind of like what I'm saying with 50 Cent and all them. You know, you use your platforms to, spread positive energy. But, so that's my goal. I want to be an entrepreneur ultimately, but I know it's going to be a lot of work, but I'll be okay.
You got this.
Right.
And there's a demand for that too. Like, you will definitely have a lot of people that will help you and stand behind you with that. So.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to form a team of people to help with it too, especially people who've been in the industry, because I know some that's actually been in, and they said they were just waiting on you to get finished. I said, yeah, I'm ready to go to get that head just chucked. Yeah, it's crazy because when I started college my freshman year 20 years ago. And
20 years ago?
Yeah.
What? I thought you were like...
I'm almost 40. So
you are not. What?
So when I went to finish school the first time, I was like, I ain't never going back to school. I'm done. And here I am 20 years later. I'm like, I cannot believe I'm about to go back and get another degree. But I mean, now I don't feel that way. Back then, when I was in my 20s, I was like, 30 old, 40 old. I'm not about to do that. Because I considered going back and getting a master's. But now that I'm in that 30 to 40 range, age really is nothing but a number to me, because I feel good. I don't have no aches and pains. I'm not taking 20,000 different medications. I've never been hospitalized for nothing. And
you look 25. Like, no lie.
If only I can go back in time to be 25. But, and then I look at my family, like they age gracefully. I'm like, Lord, please let me get them genes. Please.
Well, they say black don't crack.
Well, that's true. I've seen a few, but little
dance.
But I look at my father, he's 83 years old, and skin is just flawless. I'm talking about he in good shape. I mean, 83, so, he got a little minor aches and pains. But for the most part, he healthy. So I was like, what's up, Daddy? So for the most part, I'm like, Lord, please let me get like that. Which, like I said, I think I will, as long as I keep taking care of myself, eating right, drinking plenty of water. So I'm good. But anyway, so like me, you plan on starting your own company too?
Yes, for sure.
So have you started kind of getting an idea what you want to do, or are you going to wait a few years before you get into that?
I'm really laying down the beginning groundwork.
Right.
Just like laying down that foundation, because if you don't have a good foundation, it will all crumble. So I don't want to just do it. I want to make sure it's done right. So yeah, I'm just doing the beginning work and just figuring out which direction I want to go in with that.
Oh, and then speaking of Rihanna, that's what I was going to ask you too. Because I don't know if you have or not, but have you ever worked with celebrity clients, or do you intend to work with any of them?
So I have had a couple of famous clients, and then I trained with a celebrity makeup artist, and it was such a good experience.
I bet it was.
And it's like learning all the tips and tricks. So one thing I always say, it is good to invest in your learning. If you can pay for a course or something along those lines, do it. That really laid the foundation for me. It helped my artistry, but also helped my business sense as well.
Yeah, because it kind of goes back to that theme of in order to make money, you have to put in money.
You absolutely have to. Gotta invest.
And that's kind of why I'm going back to school, because I'm already a self-taught artist. Excuse me. And I went to college for whatever, for graphic design. But I feel like, I can do more like animation stuff. So when the opportunity presented itself to go back this year, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back and do it, because I feel like I owe it to myself to reach my full potential with my talent. And then also, I just feel like with what I'm trying to do. That's why I was telling you, take your time with it. Don't rush it. Don't try to, cause like me, even with this company I'm talking about, I am not rushing it in any way. Even like these books, like people get to me, when you coming out with your new book? I'm like, don't expect it no time soon. I mean, it is. I mean, it
takes
is.
Time.
Yeah, it is coming out this year, but I'm not telling the date. I'm not saying I'm gonna pull a Beyonce and just throw it on them, cause I just feel like I don't want that pressure of being rushed. Cause I feel like when you rush, you mess up.
You do, yeah.
So I definitely want to take my time with it. So the fact that you said that, yes, take your time.
Take your time.
Now the celebrity client that you have had, who have you done makeup for?
Yeah, so her name is Breegan Jane. She is an interior designer, and she was on HGTV, lives in LA.
Mm-hmm.
She was doing a speaking event out here, and her assistant reached out, and they booked me. So that was a really good experience.
So, and see, that's how you can get other jobs too. Because I mean, she can go back and say, "Hey, you know what? Talk to Taire down in Dallas." Which reminds me. So, have you flown to other places too?
I have. I've flown to LA to do makeup.
Well,
So I did it for a boutiques photo shoot, and it was such a good experience. That LA traffic, had my anxiety through the roof. Yes.
Listen, I don't know which worse, Los Angeles traffic or Houston traffic, because probably Los Angeles.
Ooh,
because
yeah, I would say LA.
because I mean, when I went that time to where I had to go to, technically, if I walked there, it would have took 30 minutes. In traffic, it took me 2 hours. I almost jumped out the car and said, "Look, dude, I just walked."
Oh my gosh, just walk the rest of the way.
It's bad. Like
It's
it's
really
bad
bad.
when you get to Los Angeles. Like when you do get to your destination, you don't want to leave.
Yes.
Because I'm like, and I'm not normally
Yeah.
one to complain about traffic, but I think Houston and Los Angeles to me, and Atlanta. Oh God, they are the worst.
Yeah.
They are the worst. No offense, ATL, but y'all know y'all traffic is bad.
I haven't done enough work in Atlanta. Like, I really want to get out there because this is the Black Hollywood.
It is, and I love Atlanta, but y'all traffic though, woo,
bad.
it's the traffic for me. But I like Atlanta, and you did. I'm surprised you haven't been to Atlanta.
I've been there, but I haven't really worked out there.
Okay.
So that I want to.
Because I was gonna say that would be a good one for you in Miami.
Oh yeah.
Because they have a lot of, and the beauty industry is real big out there,
Mm-hmm.
and New York City.
Yeah, New York would be.
Especially like you do, like New York Fashion Week.
Week.
Oh man,
Look, that is the
I'm like,
goal.
I know her.
That's the goal. That is the goal. I absolutely want to do a fashion week because I love the adrenaline. I love fast pace. I love that.
It's lit because I went. What was that? It's been a few years back when I went because I was actually asked to do it one time, but because of something else I was doing at the time, the schedule just wouldn't map out. But and then too,
Nice.
I kind of got out of the modeling thing for a little, which I'm gonna get back into this year because somebody asked me was I gonna do it because at first I was like,
model.
but the only reason why that the modeling thing, I kind of like, I don't want to always be known as just somebody who just look a certain way. Like, it's other stuff I can do too, and I feel like a lot of times when people meet me, like I here in Dallas, like in the media circuit, when people are like, "Oh, have you modeled for such and such?" I'm like, "No," so I don't do that no more. They're like, "Oh, why not?" And I get why they say it, but at the same time, it's like I don't do that because even with that man, that's some time consuming stuff. Because the last time when I did it back in 2019, like you spend like almost 4 hours a day, especially depending on what the event is, walking back and forth. It's like I get tired of walking. Can I get something to eat? Shoot, like I keep up doing this, but yeah, that would be a good one. New York Fashion Week, and then and not even that, like some of these award shows you go to.
Ooh, I would love that.
Shoot, like the BET
Neil
Awards,
Long is my dream client. I want Neil Long.
Nia.
Like, she is so beautiful. Her or Tika Sumter.
Oh, from Have yeah.
Have and Have Nots, yes. Mhm.
Candy Cane.
She's my favorite person on there.
Yeah, she would be. And see, she's another example of a dark skinned woman who don't get the credit she
Just
did.
beautiful.
And, right. And see, that's who they should get. Marvel should get to play Storm.
Okay, yeah, she should.
But yeah, you can do like BET Awards, the Grammys, the Oscars.
That's the goal.
Well, maybe not the
That's the
Oscars,
goal.
they be tripping. But no shade. But the Grammys, the VMAs, man, I can see you doing that kind of stuff because, and I'm sure they have a team, like a huge team, to do all that stuff. Now, and since you do travel and stuff throughout the U.S., have you considered doing stuff out of the country?
Yes. So
Paris is pretty big too.
yeah, I would love to. That's the goal. And to get over in Lagos, Nigeria.
Oh, yeah,
Lagos? Yeah.
First of all, I want to go to Africa, which, okay, so I'm going overseas for a book signing. So
Are you?
Well, I'm going to Australia.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you. But I want to go to Africa. But the people that I talked to, they didn't really have any slots available for my time frame I was trying to come. But I would love to go to Africa, especially like South Africa.
Oh man, yeah, Cape Town.
Oh, you been?
No.
Oh.
I know somebody there. I've never been. That's the goal though.
Yeah, so I definitely would. So, well, since you mentioned that, so there are other places you want to go to?
Oh, for sure. Sydney, Australia. Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm going.
Oh my gosh, take me with you.
Yes,
you
because,
need somebody to help assist,
right.
whatever, and take me.
Because, and see, this year, and actually, I'll get you here later about that, about collaborating stuff. Because this year, while I'm in school, it's gonna be a lot of work. But this year, I'm getting like for my next book, my next fitness book, I'm getting photographers to take pictures of me and stuff. Because I feel like at this point, it's time to turn up a notch. Because I saw how well I did in 2023. I'm getting photographers, design, all that stuff to kind of help me, make this book really pop. Because if I sold as much as I did last year, I'm like, this one I got to really, especially with people expecting it. And not just that, but even with my other stuff, like with my artwork and stuff like that. So I get what you're saying about that. Yeah, because I plan on making some moves this year, and I like connecting with different people who are like minded and pretty much on the same path I'm on. So it's nice. And then one of my things I said now that I'm about to do it is travel the world, because I was like, I always wanted to go to different places and countries and cities, and now that I'm in a position to do it, I'm like, dang, it really is working.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. Now,
and I follow makeup artists in different countries because I want to see what are y'all doing over there.
Exactly.
So I follow some of these Nigerian makeup artists because I want to see their style of beauty. But also, I follow a lot of the artists in Sydney, Australia, and it's so cool to see that. So I'll do I've done some traditional African weddings, some traditional Indian weddings.
How's that?
Oh my gosh, so much fun, and they feed you a whole lot.
I love to eat. Right?
Yes.
I do. I'm a fan on the inside. I love a 2 piece of a biscuit. So
they giving way more than the African food. Okay. Oh my god.
That's what I'm gonna ask you. So that's another thing I'm doing in the book too, is trying different cultures. So how is African food?
Spicy, but so good. I normally don't like spicy food.
Either.
But it's so good. It's so flavorful.
Okay, so what did you eat when you went to? Well, I guess.
Oh, chicken jollof rice for sure.
Jollof
rice, so good. It's so spicy. You might have some tears falling down, but the food is so good. I have not tried fufu yet. I've been seeing people on TikTok eating it. I definitely want to try it. There's a place out here that has really, really good food.
But and it's funny you mention that too, because I live in Frisco, and in that Frisco, I think parts of McKinney and Little Elm, there are African restaurants. Now I haven't tried it yet.
You should go.
I'm gonna go, but I'm just scared. When you say spice, I'm like,
but just have them do light spice.
Okay, maybe
you can do that. I'm telling you, it's so good. But doing African weddings, traditional African weddings, it's so colorful. So with American weddings, people want more softer glam. They want something like that, like the normal wedding colors. African weddings, they're doing red lipstick, the bold eye makeup. And so it's so fun to do because it helps me to really step into my creativity. So
yeah, and too, most African cultures, they're very, they do a lot of colors and stuff anyway.
Bright colors.
It's very, especially depending on what culture it is too. And that's one of the things too I want to go overseas, is because I want to experience different cultures. Because I have a lot of friends from other countries and they tell me about the stuff, but I haven't actually experienced it. So I kind of want to go see a lot of what they're talking about. And I'm sure in the beauty industry, if you go over there and man.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Hey. But I'm trying to think, what else was I, because, so now you've been there for almost 8 years.
No, 5 years.
Oh, 5?
Yep, so I've been in the business for about 8 years, but I've been here for 5 years in Texas.
Okay, so in Texas, have you ran into, or should I say, you've gone to Houston, San Antonio, Austin, those two. So is there any big events where you always get invited to? Like, is it like a national something going on where they were like, hey, Taire, we got this coming up, every August or every,
So I'm in the point now where brands are starting to recognize me. So I'm starting to get
Come on
like
now.
the packages,
Come on.
the events. Listen, I've stuff here and there, like pop-ups, and different brands will have events that I've been invited to. But for the most part, your girl is getting PR packages now. Like, this is big.
And that's what it's about. Moving on up, shoot. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So, when a brand reach out like, hey, we would love your address, we want to send you a PR package, I'm like, thank you so much.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I mean, when you get recognized for your work, it's like it's a reward, but it's also a reminder of my brother done come a long way.
Oh my gosh, when I first started, I would see other makeup artists really complaining about don't DM me any appointments, just book me on my site. I'm overwhelmed, leave me alone. And I was like, dang, I would have like one client a month or one every 2 weeks. And I was like, dang, that's a good problem to have.
Right.
But like now, thank God I'm booked and busy now. I'm so thankful for that. But I just remember those times when I would see other makeup artists complain about being overwhelmed. And I was like, that's a good problem to have.
Exactly.
I never complain. If I have a busy weekend, I'm just tapped in, ready to go. I don't ever complain about I'm too overwhelmed and I have too much going on. Like, no, I'm so thank you for booking me for your special days.
Because just like it's given to you, it can't be taken away.
It can be taken away.
Because I remember when I first started doing this book tour back in October. Oh my God! Like October, November was extremely busy because October, I went to Denver. I did my radio show first that morning. Flew to Denver that afternoon. Did the speech that night. Had the book signing. That Sunday, I got invited to a little thing they had. Flew back to Dallas. Then what was that? Wednesday, I got invited to another event where I had to speak. Came back, did the show. Then November, I took a break from the show because I was invited to so many things. And I don't want to tell them no because I don't want to get in the habit of saying no because that could be your opportunity.
It is.
So then I went to Salt Lake City to do another book signing. Had to hurry to get back because it was snowing. I was like, I ain't trying to get trapped.
You booked it busy.
Yes. Okay. And then I took a break in December because I want to spend time with my family and stuff for the holidays. So I did take a break for that. But then now I got a book signing coming up on the 21st at Half Price Bookstore. I have another guest coming here next week. The week after that, then what else? I canceled a book signing in Little Rock, where I moved from, only because it snows off and on there a lot, and it's snowing now. So I was like, yeah, let me just be on the safe side. So me and the event coordinator canceled it. Then February, I go to New Orleans for another book signing. Did have some other speak. So and then I start school Monday. So like you said, I'm booked and busy. But I'm tired in a good way.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
It's a good thing.
Right. And speaking of that, so what advice would you give to young women who want to also get in the beauty industry? Because like I said, I know it's a highly competitive industry, but everybody can put their own spin on something and make it unique. So what would you tell them about getting into that industry?
So I actually have someone that I mentor, and what I tell her
all right,
is,
come on, Oprah.
Yes. So what I tell her is just like, don't be intimidated by other makeup artists that are maybe they've been in the industry longer than you. Just know what you're good at and really focus on what you're good at.
Right.
But also, you really want to be diverse, be very versatile, have a diverse clientele. That's something that's very important. I think that's missing in a lot of makeup artists that I've seen. You'll see it's only black clients or only white clients or only Indian. And it's like, you want to have that variety. Just because I would hate for somebody to come to me and say, well, do you offer services for someone like me?
Yeah, that is kind of bad.
Yeah, that's bad. Like, you can definitely go to my page and see someone that looks like you, no matter who you are. So,
and I like your approach because that's the way I think the world should be with any industry. Because I feel like so much, it creates so much division on so many levels.
It does.
Especially when it comes to a need. Like, say if, let's just say for instance, like an African American woman, and our hair is, different texture. If she only knows to go to black beauticians to do her daughter's hair, but she's in a rush, but she has a white beautician, who she can go to, who's also skilled in doing black hair. She can just go to her right down the street versus going all the way on the other side of town to go do it. So that kind of stuff, it does make a difference, and it also makes a difference in how much money you make.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I'm just saying, and the reason why I say that is because I've always been a diverse person. All my friends are different backgrounds, but like this book tour, the places I'm getting invited to, they're not hit by black people. So that's why I was telling people you have to be diverse and open to change, because especially Salt Lake City, I didn't see. Am I the only one?
Yeah.
I didn't see nobody there. So, but it was fine because they all, it was all nice and stuff. Denver was a little bit more diverse. Denver was nice. I like Denver. I can live.
I've never been to Denver.
You
I've
need
been
to go.
wanting to go.
Denver is nice. I love the mountains, the city. Like, if I had to move to the city, I think Denver would probably be it.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Denver. It was real nice. It was clean. The airport was clean. I like that now.
That's always a good sign.
Right. I like a clean airport. The airport was clean. The people were nice. The food was good. I like Denver. It was real nice. And of course, I'm going to the South, but people in Atlanta and New Orleans. But I like that diverse because I like meeting different people and connecting with people. And and then everything I'm doing in entertainment, I'm doing for all people, not just black people. Because I feel like we all need an escape. And then I want to use what I'm doing to bring everybody together in a different way to show a more productive and positive part of humanity, because we all need that a little bit. And I just feel like
for sure.
There's so much evil and hatred in the world that we need something different.
And social media is wow right now. The comments, the shade room comments, I mean, like, people, and on TikTok, people do not play around. Like, they don't hold back. You better have a thick skin if you're going to be on social media.
Well, and that's the thing, too. Now, I will say with social media, I like social media, but like you said, it has its pros and cons. I feel like if you use it for good, good can come out of it. If you use it for bad, bad come out of it. And what I do usually, because I do get some little darts thrown at me from time to time. Like, I remember this one lady, she, on Twitter, she got mad at me because she said that, it was something I said. Oh, it was on my radio show. I was talking about race relations. And she was like, you don't have to always point out that you're black. We see you're black. And I'm like, girl, what? I was like, first of all, that's not the point of me saying that. I forgot what I was talking about that day, but it was something kind of what we were just saying about different. And then she came back again like 5 hours later. I said, now, she really mad. So I said, you know what? Block. I'm not going to argue with you on social media. So yeah, social media, you have to have thick skin, especially when you're in public. Like, I've grown thick skin enough to know if somebody say something to me, I'm like, I am not tripping because my bill's still getting paid, my rent's still getting paid.
Exactly.
So I don't care what you say. So I ain't tripping. But the thing I like about social media is that it connects you to people, like kind of what you're saying, networking.
Mm-hmm.
I've connected with so many different authors and stuff like that. Some of them I'm gonna bring here, and then so I've connected with different actors and stuff. I'm not gonna say their name on here because I know they like their privacy, but I'm gonna bring some of them on here too. So that's what I like about social media.
If it's Lorenz Tate, you're gonna have to let me know. That's my man.
Hey, Lorenz, you heard what she said now.
You gonna have to let me know. If it's him, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to come up here.
Yeah, so I like I use social media for those purposes because you'll be surprised who's watching this stuff.
Oh my gosh!
Like, cause when they did that, when they started following, I was like, I thought it was a fake account. I was like, no, this is fake. And what I will say this too. Now me and Wishcall, Shawnee O'Neal.
Yeah.
Me and her husband follow each other on TikTok.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So Shawnee, I got a chair for you at the red table. Not Jada table, but it's the
And
red table.
It was before her red table.
That part.
And if you need makeup, I got you, girl.
Right. So she was Shawnee. See how that works?
We got a one-stop shop
Right.
here. So.
Yeah, and then who else? I mean, it was so many. I don't have time, but it was so many of them that we connected through social media.
Nice.
And I like that because that's what I'm saying. You never know who's watching what you're doing.
Never know. I've had famous makeup artists follow me, and I'm like, these are people that I've watched for years and admired, and they follow me and then DM me like, hey, I like your work. I would love to connect with you. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cause that's why I had to check first. I'm like, is this real? Is this fake?
Yeah,
Like, I'd be really
it's
checking,
real.
but yeah. So I was like, oh. And then like when he and I started following each other on TikTok, I had to do some research because I got some people that stay in Houston. It was like, no, that's him. I was like, what? So so it was nice. But now
Send him a book. You
oh,
should.
I did.
Oh, good.
Oh, sure. I worked that right on that. But and then some of them I'm collaborating too. And then like somebody was supposed to connect me with Chef what's his name, Gordon Ramsay, because he's moving to Dallas.
I didn't know
think he
that.
has. Did he move to Dallas already?
I think that's a bad deal.
Yeah, I think he moved to Dallas. So this year I'm planning on taking it to a whole other level. 'Cause I'm trying to put
Nice.
Oprah out of business.
Yes.
Oprah, it's time for you to
We
sit
coming
down.
for Oprah's job.
Right, it is. We coming for you, Auntie. Shoot, you'll be all right. You got to
Yeah, you good.
She's
You good.
good. She's real good.
Right. Shoot, you'll be all right. But so before we wrap it up too, is there any way that people can follow your work on social media? Since we talking about social media, to get in contact with you about doing any type of event?
Yes, so you can follow me at Taire J Artistry. It is TaireJaiArtistry.
And you heard what she said. Period. So yes, I'm glad you touched on all that too, because like I said, the beauty industry, it needs that diversity too, and then
For sure.
for all women to feel their absolute best.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing I was going to ask you, because I don't know if this plays a part in what you do, because a lot of times, like, we deal in the issue with body shaming and all that kind of stuff. Do you have a lot of women that come to you that may be overweight to say, you know what, can you just make me look a certain way so I can?
Oh my gosh, yes. Wanting like a slimmer looking
Right.
face and I'm like, girl, I got you. That is what contour is for. So another thing I want to touch on is like, a lot of my clients will say past makeup artists they've worked with didn't listen to them. Like they have their own agenda, and then there's what the client wants, and there's their agenda, they go for that. And so I think a really important thing is to listen to what the client wants. If you want a slimmer,
paying you money.
right, they're paying you for that. So if you want a slimmer looking face, I will give you a slimmer looking face. You want a different shaped nose? I'll give you a different shaped nose. I got you.
Hey,
So
all I'm gonna say is this: don't talk about the guys that got toupees. I don't want to hear nothing no more. It's a level playing field.
Well, they can't Williams and Steve.
They be face
oh, they
catfishing
get
and
all
stuff,
of
man.
that. Yeah.
You be like, okay, now where's the
The
chick I
fake
saw
beards?
on the video? And it's like you damn near gotta get a washcloth and wipe people's just to make sure. It's real.
Well, and even with the men though, because like in Hollywood, the actors, because I heard a few of them, they put makeup on
They
them
do.
too.
Oh yeah.
But why though?
Just to have a more even appearance for the
Oh.
camera. So that celebrity artist I trained with, she was doing makeup for Drake. So yeah, these rappers are getting
Well, yeah, I found that out because I think it was Jamie Foxx or somebody was talking about how, he cracked a joke and said, yeah, I gotta get makeup done. I'm like, what?
Because the lighting and everything on the face.
Yeah,
Oh.
just to even out their skin
And they
tone.
getting ab injections and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
I didn't either.
I didn't know about that.
So let me tell you
What?
The Rock? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's his job to look the best he can
Well,
look.
I can see.
Wait, but he
That's
don't
a
work
good one.
out?
No, he does, but at one
Probably
point,
get a little extra
they
on.
had to get that little extra on there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It ain't just...
So what, it makes your abs pop out like
You can get like
steroids, but
ab work and
not...
stuff where they kind of sculpt them more.
I can see that.
There's nothing you can't get done on your body.
Right, I can see that
Wow.
because especially they get the Botox and all that stuff done,
Yep.
kind of even up, which in the end eventually don't catch up with you.
Oh, it will.
That's why I don't see why they got all that stuff done. Like Madonna.
But look at this though. Look what you
You
just said
gotta
about
keep
Madonna.
getting it done, though.
But Madonna's also worth $800 million. It paid off. She's good.
But she like a cat. Because I was like,
She's an $800
Wait,
million
she
cat.
can keep going to get it done. Because that stuff, you have to maintain it.
I'm done.
So,
I got that kind of bread. I look like a cat. I'm good. I'm a rich cat.
well, yeah,
you look
but
how you want to look.
But still, I'd
And
be
ain't nobody
like,
gonna say nothing.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I can get who I want.
No, there are some people in the industry. I'm like, if you had to just stopped right there, that was your
Vivica
speech,
Fox and
you
Lil'
went
Kim.
too far.
If y'all both just would have stopped, especially Lil' Kim.
Yes.
She was so gorgeous when she was younger.
But not only that, she got that done, and then I think she got implants and all this. I'm like, look Kim.
Well, most of them in the industry are getting their bodies done.
But get it done where it's balanced out and looks right.
Yes.
You don't walk around looking like Hitler with them little
Wait a minute.
tiny little
They
hands.
be talking about the BBLs. They're like, y'all be walking around the BBLs, the legs don't match.
It's going too
You like
far. It's going so far. Like,
that.
have a
Yes.
stopping point. It goes too far.
It goes way too far. And I'm just thinking like, look, if you don't look like that, just go to the gym or something.
You got all this, and you got these matchsticks holding all that up. You know what? I'm gonna say this to ladies. I'd rather take my ladies with the fupa and the real. I'm good with all that. I'd rather have that.
I've been saying
Yeah.
men don't care about that for
Listen
real.
to the word you said. Men, we don't care. Boys, they do. I don't give. I'll take everything like it is. Because guess what? If you want to go work it off, which most women do, that's fine. But there was a reason why I was attracted to you, and it wasn't initially that.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be in this first.
Yes.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Very true.
But and I also think too, it's a lot of women too. They mind state. I think a lot of them. I ain't gonna say a lot of them. Some of them have low self esteem, so they feel that they could get all this work.
You know what
this
that
work
is?
done.
That is them listening or thinking what men want,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't know what men
social
want.
media,
Right.
They don't know.
that's the downside to
You
it.
go on there and you see this ideal body, but real men are saying, okay, we get that part, but what about this part?
Mhm.
This is more important than that.
Yeah, but like you said, that's the
Yes,
difference between boys
yes.
and men. Teenage boys, obviously, they gonna go for
Hell, that was me at one point.
yeah.
When I was young, I wanted a light skin, big booty, big titties. That's I mean, that's a kid because
Right.
that's what they pushed on us. And then I wanted the Spanish chicks because they had pushed the Spanish era on us. And then I wanted, you know what I'm saying? Though? As you grow up and you start dating those particulars, you're like, oh, this is a people thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is not an ethnicity thing. This is an individual thing.
And not only that, when you go out with them, they open their mouth. You like,
I call it this: all ass, no substance.
yes. It's like you go like,
I've gone out with really good looking men and they open their
It don't mean
mouths.
nothing.
I'm like, what the hell?
don't
and sometimes it's not so much when they open
It's a
their mouth.
turn-off.
Yes, how you think is a huge turn off for me. Like if I'm talking to you and you started saying something that's off the wall and it's like,
It's a
not
wrap.
intellectually,
It's a wrap.
I'm like,
You could have got away with that when I was like 16, 17.
Right.
Because I had other ulterior motives. Now it's like, oh, we gotta go check.
and especially at my age now,
Oh,
like if
yeah.
you're not talking about having a life plan or nothing like that,
That's a wrap.
have a nice day.
Yep.
Like I can't miss because like if you still talking about going to the club every weekend,
Popping bottles, skin
Yeah.
sections.
yeah, I'm like, nah, we in the
Unattractive.
same lane, right? Well, I want to thank my guest Taire. We definitely have to bring her back, and next time we bring her back, we'll have to see her do some work a little bit.
Yes. Live.
So I will see you all here next Saturday with my guest Tyrone Betters on DFWRadio.com. I'm gonna take a picture.
Finally gonna bring